Chapter 35. We're free. The entrance to the cave looked like an enormous mouth ready to devour us. Oh, why did I have to keep dreaming and end up in these crazy adventures? Let's face it, they were always horribly scary, filled with evil characters. It was enough to give a mouse a nervous breakdown. Still, there was no time to think about it now. I had to find the crab, so I slid off the dolphin and forced myself to enter the wizard's creepy cavern. The cavern was an immense place in the shape of a huge fish skeleton. It had a long central hallway with many other hallways breaking away from it. At the end of each hallway was a prison cell where many fish were caged. There were prison cells for large fish, medium fish, and little fish. The tiniest fish, though, were shut up in special nets. Enormous sea creatures, like whales, were held at the bottom of the sea with gigantic chains attached to their tails. Crustaceans, meanwhile, were imprisoned in nets made of woven seaweed, and at the back of this cavern were special nurseries for the baby fish. I rushed from room to room, searching anxiously for the kitchen where I knew Chatterclaw had been taken, and each time I met an imprisoned fish, I threw open the door of its cell. "We're free!" each one cried happily. All the sea creatures that I freed joined our group. There were lots of tearful reunions. After all, some of the fish had been captured by the wizard, hadn't seen their relatives and friends in years. "My goodness, look how long you've grown," one mackerel said to another. "I hardly recognize you with those pincers," a starfish said to a lobster. I was getting a little teary-eyed watching these reunions. Now I was more determined than ever to find Chatterclaw. At last, we turned down a dark corridor that led right to the wizard's kitchen, and there, hanging over a pot of boiling water, was Chatterclaw. With a horrified cry, I raced towards him and cut the net that held him. The crab clung to me, sobbing like a baby. "I knew you'd come for me. What's your name?" I tried not to start sobbing myself. Don't get me wrong, I was happy to see the crab, but his pincers were digging into my fur. Ouch! At that moment, I heard a rumbling laugh behind me. Something told me it wasn't another happy sea creature reunion. I turned and saw that the Wizard of the Black Pearl was standing at the kitchen door, sneering with satisfaction. "Excellent. Tonight at dinner, along with the crab soup, I will also have scrambled mouse, cheese sticks." I was about to faint from fear when I remembered all the sea creatures that were there to help me. "You don't scare me," I told the wizard, taking a step towards him.